gozaimasu, everybody. It is day 2 beginning of the bike ride around Lake Biwa, and we are starting off our day a little outside in the sunbeam from our guest house, I guess. I don't know, Ryokan, I guess.
Shansui House.
Yeah, Shansui House is what the place was called. And it was a fine place. It was just like, you know, your normal little Japanese thing. We showed it last night. And we've got some breakfast here that we picked up in the 7-Eleven last night after we had dinner. And we thought we would show off some breakfast, what we got at the 7-Eleven, that kind of thing. And there's one thing specifically that's kind of interesting, specifically.
This label is freaking blinding me, man.
Yeah, it's really bright out here at the moment for us. I'm starting off with a asa banana, and this is... And
I have some yogurt. It's just standard. So I think it is just standard.
This is like a little pouch of banana-flavored gelatin ooze, kind of, I guess is the best way to describe this. I love these. I eat them a lot. They're really easy. You can do this, then you can put the top on, eat a little bit more later, etc. It's liquidy, it's gelatiny, and... I
hate these because that is not food.
No, it's definitely not food. Let me see if I can even, like, I don't know if I can even begin to you see that stuff? It's like that stuff. It's made of that. Do you don't even like the flavor? I gave her a good shot.
There's a reason I've never gotten into that.
We've got 3 shiopon, and I'm really happy about the shiopon specifically.
Salted buns. Salty buns.
3 salty buns in English. I've never seen it translated like that before.
It's kind of like a dead animal out here. Like the wind went in a certain direction, and now some sort of possum is ruining my life.
We're in the countryside, y'all. That's what you got to deal with. It's fine. It's not as good as the one that's near our house.
Duh.
Yeah.
They made a restaurant out of that. This is shiopon at the 7-Eleven. Oh. It talks about tosto day.
Yeah, we don't have a tosto.
We do have a tosto.
Are you going to tosto
yours?
yours?
We have all the options of the tosto. I don't know.
I'm really hungry.
But we also found bread in a can. Like, apparently COVID has certainly got people thinking of the apocalypse.
I've seen this before. I've seen it in vending machines.
I also want to point out that's as close to bologna as possible. The quality of this bread is suspect as fuck.
It was pretty expensive. It was like 260 yen.
That was a pop.
And we think you can just open it and eat it. It says that it's going to stay good for 3 years too, which is, I don't know if that's how long I want my bread staying good.
It's got one of those preservative packs.
Don't eat things. It smells extraordinarily mapley. And this is what we've got inside the can. And I am not clear on how we're going to get this out because it's stuck to the bottom. Okay. I got my finger in there and pulled it out. Okay. Oh gosh, there's more than one. There's another one down there.
Oh, it's kind of like a muffin.
It's like fused to the bottom of the can.
Sounds like a sucker that's not getting any bread.
Okay.
I've moved on.
Okay. All right. Okay, I got it out. Yeah, you can see in the can kind of where it was fused. And it's wrapped in a dressing. And...
It's got kind of like a squished...
I can't tell if the bottom...
what's
it needs to come off more.
Fancy bread? Starts with a C. Croissant.
Croissant.
It's got a croissant
Yeah,
feel.
it does have a croissant flavor. There was maple and they had chocolate as well, so I kind of get the impression this is a breakfast bread. A dessert bread. All right, 2 bread. Oh, no, you can't do that.
To the apocalypse.
To the apocalypse. Everybody's got their 3 years.
The inevitable apocalypse at 7-Eleven is going to prepare everyone for. It's fine.
It's fine. It's not great.
The smell of maple is more than the taste of maple.
Yeah, it doesn't taste
But I've started
much.
to wonder if that's the case of all maple, at least in Japan.
Mm-hmm. You gotta shotgun it straight from the tree if you want it to really kick you in the nuts.
Yeah.
we realized yesterday that we didn't really talk about the bikes much because we were like, okay, we gotta go, and like, what am I gonna say about a thing I haven't ridden yet? You know what I mean? So you gotta ride it for a day to really understand. I think I'm not a bike person at all, but this is one of the nicest bikes I've ever ridden, which is good because these bikes were pretty expensive. It was like $350 or something for 5 days for 2 bikes, not each. But I mean, for that kind of money, like, you could buy a pretty crappy couple of bikes, like, and just have them and throw them in the lake when you're done. But instead, we ended up renting some bikes, and they're in really nice condition. I don't really know much about how to talk about them, but we paid a little extra for these seat covers, which I'm very happy about because even with the seat covers, we're both feeling a little bit swollen. And I have had to pay a little extra for a rack on the back, which we need, of course, to put our bags on the back, which is a bit of a crazy process because the bungee cords they gave us are like 6 meters long. So it's like dealing with a snake or whatever. But yeah, they're great. I mean, mine's fine. It seems to be that mine coasts really nice compared to Katie's. Katie seems to be a little bit sluggish, but I think it just might be because she's bad at bicycling. I don't know. Maybe I'm just an expert. Got a little trip computer here. Got the works. It's all right.
Since we got into this area around 5-ish yesterday, a thing that we wanted to check out was closed. We now know that it was open 24 hours a day, but we don't want to see it at nighttime. We want to see it during the day. So we're going to do a little bit of backtracking, about 4.5 kilometers, to go and check this out, and then I guess we'll just push till we don't want to push anymore. But I thought that it would be wise. Let's keep this video rolling with me sitting on my bruised bits. Alrighty.
Yeah. You excited about this moment?
I don't know, what do you equate this to? Like when you know you have a big cut and you're in the shower? Yeah.
Pulling off a Band-Aid that's got a lot of hair under it.
Oh, I also adjusted my seat weird. That could be interesting. Well,
Good on the saddle, girl. You be all right.
I put it up higher than it was. Yesterday. Oh, that's bad news. Oh, everything is bruised.
Just 4 more days. You good?
Oh, shit. Okay, I'll see you later. Gravel's terrible.
Man, I got no problems. I just come over here, sit on my nuts, ready to roll.
My nards are feeling slightly better.
Just because they've gotten numb again?
Yeah, so that's good. And we have gotten to our destination, which is what I'm going to call the Sequoia Parkway. Sequoia is referring to the trees that you're seeing in the background, which basically just look amazing and tall and well placed. We've got another situation of somebody walking around with some seeds. We were basically told, like, you gotta go and check this out. So we're definitely coming and checking it out. And it just seems like it's a stroll through. From what we read on a plaque, this area was started as a school to learn about these trees. So kind of makes sense that you'd have pristine examples of those trees just sitting on each side of this road.
It's quite long. It's like 3 kilometers, 2.5 kilometers?
2.4, yeah.
2.4 kilometers?
Yeah.
This is like a straight shot.
We're gonna go ride it. So this little homeboy is like everywhere. We've been told that it's a character for the prefecture of Shiga, which we're in right now. But it seems more like he's just trying to get everybody to slow the fuck down. And that's much appreciated. He's had to bring in some reinforcements on getting people to slow down.
This is pretty weird, man.
We've got a dog, we've got a vampire, a rhinoceros.
I think that's Inoshishi.
Some sort of man on fire.
Is that Inoshishi maybe, or what am I looking at?
Could be an Inoshishi.
Keep going. What do we got? There's like a robot.
Yeah, there's a robot. And then like these were just the clones that he made at the beginning, and then he thought I could really get excited about this and try some new things.
What do you keep saying every time you see him? You guys send that out.
Well, I gotta be white. Do we have a bad reputation for running into the street? Is that...
I mean...
I'm doing fine.
I'm just saying, like...
I guarantee you that in some point, you're gonna catch me doing that shit on video in this thing, and it's gonna be really embarrassing. And then I'll know why he gotta be white.
You're troublemakers, man. Clear today. Yesterday was really foggy and kind of gloomy looking thing, but today is pretty clear. You can actually see way in the distance the other side of the lake. I guess that's what that is, like those hills in the horizon and stuff. And you can see the island that I was pining about yesterday really clearly now. It's not nearly as spooky as it was. It actually looks accessible, like you could get there and there wouldn't be like a demon puzzle to unsolve to escape or something. It looks like just an island. And this is our first actual look at the lake because it was kind of glum yesterday. We didn't really want to come over here and put our toes in the lake, but I'm gonna put my toes in the lake and I'm gonna find out just how miserably cold this lake is. I bet it's gonna be very chilly. Yes, it's like ice. It is. It is extremely cold. I wonder what feeds this, if this is fed by melting snow that comes down into this area, because we have seen signs for ski lodge places. So maybe that's a thing that happened around here, but there's definitely no snow in the mountains now. But it feels like all the snow could be in this lake right now. So I don't mean to be like a Debbie Downer about the trees we saw earlier, but this ride along the coast with these trees to me is a much more picturesque situation than... Yeah, nobody's talking about these. They're getting any love. And I mean, I realize in other seasons, those other trees might look really amazing, and that's probably what it is. We're just not in the prime season for it. But this is very nice, very pleasant. And this doesn't even stack up to the sakura trees. There they are, they just arrived. I think that those are the stars of the season. We have rolled into the most substantial looking development that we have seen since we've been on this bike ride. And it has got a K's Denki, which is kind of like a, I don't know, like a Best Buy or something like that, like an electronics store. And I went in there looking for a more applicable to my needs GoPro grip. I actually don't have a grip for my GoPro that hooks onto the handlebars. I've got this thing that's kind of rigged with a hair tie, and it's sort of working, but it kind of moves around more than I want it to. But they don't carry them in there, which is bizarre because this would be the place to carry such a thing, I think. But no can do. And Katie hit the restroom, and do I even want to know what? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh,
I just got caught up looking at restaurants.
Oh, you said earlier that you might have hurt your seat area, and I was wondering.
For all the ladies out there, I'm not going to use hand gestures, but the pointy part of the seat went into where it didn't go in. Oh man, I don't even know how to say this. It poked some shit it shouldn't have poked. A little while ago, I was looking at the English map that they gave us, and it said, the colony of skunk cabbage. And I was like, yeah, I could be coaxed into going over there. And now we're here. It's getting close to lunchtime. We're around about 1 o'clock, and starting to wonder if this little excursion is worth it, but we're gonna head down into whatever this is to go and see some skunk cabbage. Do you know what skunk cabbage is?
I have no idea, but
Yeah,
I have a question for you. Can I see your hands? Show me your hands. Because you got a situation. You got a situation where You've got, hold on, I don't want you to make it worse. There is black soot all over your lip here.
Oh man.
At one point your chain fell out and somehow you've managed to get chain ooze on your face.
I put it in my face.
So you saw skunk cabbage and you had some high hopes of some sort, because if I saw skunk cabbage, my high hopes would be somewhere around where we are. So I'm not too disappointed.
Oh. Aha.
But we're seeing a bunch of bamboo and stuff, and that's kind of a nice vibe.
It's cool in here.
It is cool in here.
My crutch isn't on a bicycle, so feeling good. Yeah. This is the testicle. You have the leaves, you have the purple shaft, you have the testicle on the inside, you have the membrane of the testicle here, so that you can understand the connections that dark connects to white with two and a single one in the center. Some sort of scientific stuff going on right here. Let's go take a look at the real thing.
I don't trust your science. Real dog talk.
Where did I had one that you could clearly see? Must have been further back. We're gonna have to edit this. I don't know where it went.
This goes back a long way. Like,
Yeah.
It's not just like right here. Like, that's a significant amount of greenage.
Ah, there it is. So the regular green, purple shaft, testicle.
Let's get a zoom.
This is pretty cool. They've got like a nice little walkways and whatnot. I'd say I'm pleasantly impressed.
I think that you're in for a giant painting you're going to enjoy.
Woo!
Are you seeing this?
In this case, they've really focused on the purple shaft. And the greenery, not so much of the focus. Wow. Yeah, this is what I thought.
It's got a bit of like a moat feel, you know what I mean? Like a moat with no water. I wonder if this fills up with water sometimes, and I wonder if these flowers start to pop at different parts of the year. If it turns into like a explosion of like flowers and colors and things like that. Because there's signs all over the place that say don't take the flowers. So it makes me think that in the right season this could be pretty impressive. I'm fairly impressed with what I got. I expected skunk cabbage. And we got a little walk through a beautiful little moaty area that happened to be beautiful at the same time.
It's stuck on there. Hold on. It's really stuck. Okay, I've broken the seal. Are you ready now? We were heading for a restaurant that does soba in the hopes that they had udon. But I said to Eric, as we're traveling, if you see any other restaurants that you want to investigate, because soba doesn't work well with Eric. If we head down that road, we get to that soba restaurant, he might not be able to eat there. So I was just like, there's something in the middle and we're happy, let's just eat there. And we've landed somewhere in the middle. I've gotten a katsudon, which is like eggs and sweetness and meat, and a sweet meat treat is what I called it at some point in time. And normally I don't eat this anymore because I don't burn off enough calories to deal with this on a daily basis. Today is different. And I got a miso shiro set, and get up in that. Oh, the onion, can't get it.
It has been a while since you've had this.
It has been a while, and I'm right back where I started. It's good. It's just stupid that you can make meat that sweet and nice.
And I ordered some essentially chicken soup made with udon. And the smell is extremely comforting smelling, that type of chicken soup. It smells like the chicken soup that you have had at home. And oh my god, it's so good.
Is it hot?
Yeah, it's hot. It's hot. And udon, just like a thick noodle. Oops. Yeah, I mean, it's chicken soup. It's got onions in it and stuff, and it's somebody got a stew going back there, and they're doing a very good job. Something that's a bit unique, not unique, but with this set, I got a couple of onigiri, and they are ume, and they are like picturesque and perfect looking. You see this? But I'm gonna hop up in here and see what we got. The ume is like a sour plum. It's really good. The rice, the texture of this rice is like perfect. Each grain is like the perfect level of like firmness but softness, and you can kind of feel every tiny bit. And the ume is standard. It's good. It's very. I mean, it's a very good, very good onigiri. I think we stumbled across a really good restaurant, and this is gonna be good fuel for the fire, y'all.
If you ride around Lake Biwa long enough, it becomes Dutch.
Who are the Dutch?
Who are the Dutch?
Yeah, there's a one of those things here, and there's actually another one of those things over there.
And there's another one of those things over there.
Oh,
There's a
there's
lot
a lot of them?
there's 3 windmills
Oh, I
in
didn't
this
even notice
area.
that. And they're not like, you know, industrial looking windmills. These are like picturesque looking windmills. This is
We're trying to sell some tents, windmills. We
Yeah.
put up this gigantic building to sell some tents.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we're at. This thing called Stage X, and it says Lakeside Glamping Cafe.
This is glamp as fuck.
It seems a bit glamp.
Yeah. Scooby-Doo.
You got this?
I should have taken the helmet with you.
Katie's shoes are not as waterproof as mine. So this could be something.
I'm gauging the waters.
Back up a little more. Hey, look at that. High five. That looks awesome.
Now I feast.
It is officially fika time. It's actually past fika time probably. I don't know, what is it, 4 o'clock or something like that. And we have got a fika with a story. And the story is a yesterday story because the acquisition of this fika led to a small accident. And this fika is a dorayaki, and the reason that we ended up getting this, which is, we've talked about these before, it is like 2 pancakes with sweet bean paste. So that's what you get. And the story is that yesterday when we were riding our bikes, we were stopped and a group passed us, 4 people, a guy with these 3 women, and I kind of got an impression that he was a tour guide of theirs, that he was giving them a bike tour. That's just my guess. We do not know this for sure.
And Eric and I are just hanging out on the side of the road.
Can you hold that for a second?
Yeah. We're just hanging out on the side of the road, like looking at a map, talking about something, not worried, just kind of taking a break, and the guy rides by and he says like, "Are you all right?" And I scream back, "Daijoubu desu," and they all start laughing because they're all Japanese, and they're like, "Oh, you thought that they only spoke English?" But they're responding back in Japanese, and they thought that was quite funny. So we go about another we get back on our bikes, and obviously they're way ahead of us, and we get to a point where they are on the side of the road, and Eric like nudges me and he's like, "Ask him if he's all right." Ask him if he's all right. So we did that, and
so in English he was like, "Are you all right?"
And then they screamed back, "Daijoubu desu," and which that means I'm okay. So we just kept riding, and we kept switching paths all day long. And one of the last times we switched paths,
I was way ahead of Katie.
Yeah, Eric was way ahead of me,
and the guy saw me, and he kind of got surprised, and he went, "Oh, hello," or something like that, like whatever.
So Eric goes by. They're all stopped on the opposite side of the road, and as I'm coming up, he goes, "Japanese sweets," and well, I'm gonna stop. So I pulled over, and he went into the shop with me, and he told me that the shop does really good dorayaki, and but everything else there is good, but obviously I'm gonna go with the item that was encouraged, and so we bought that to that man.
Nice guy.
And then I started going back down the road. This whole time, Eric is still like blasting on into the future. I don't even know if he knew that I had stopped at all.
I didn't know. So the
And-
guy eventually sees me because I pulled over and I'm like, where the hell did Katie go? And I'm just waiting for Katie. I'm on the side of the road. And the group came by and they had departed before Katie had from the sweet shop. And the guy saw me and he wanted to tell me that he told you about the sweets and not to worry, essentially. So he stopped and the girl behind him stopped and the girl behind her stopped all abruptly to the point where there was like screeching tires, and the fourth girl in the line did not stop and slammed into the girl and the third girl, and the third girl hit the ground. She hit the pavement, and her bike hit the second bike, but it didn't hit the ground. That girl caught herself. So there's like one girl on the ground in the middle of the road, and I'm just like, and there's a 1.5 million Gomen-Asais happening, and like, there was a legitimate "Are you all right?" going on, like, like for real, like,
No,
like
I didn't think about that.
needed to be asked, and that's the story of the dorayaki, and it's standard. It's good. It tastes almost like there's a little bit of honey in it.
Standard.
Yeah, I mean it's fine. I like
Can you
these
fuck
things.
this up?
I don't
Can
know.
you fuck up 2 tiny pancakes and some beans?
Maybe not.
Like somebody put in some chickpeas or some shit?
Did you shake my drink up?
No.
It's supposed to be shaken, Katie. Oh no! It says on the
I'm
thing.
gonna shake it.
Shake it. Okay, I can shake it. You just gotta cover the hole now.
Oh, you're gonna hurt your teeth.
No, I won't. I'm good. It says you gotta shake it vigorously 10 times.
That was definitely not 10. Okay, might have reached 10.
The reason that it needs to be shaken is because it is a creamy cafe zelly. So
There's Zelly. I'm so
there's-
glad I didn't get that.
there's zelly in here.
No Zelly, please.
And this is like the first time I've had caffeine in a hot minute.
I just realized vending machines don't give receipts.
She gets receipts for literally everything. It needs to be shaken up so much more
Give
than
me
we're
this.
capable. How are you gonna do it?
You put your thumb over it.
Oh,
like a
you're gonna be-
fucking better.
Oh, it's got to be the up and down shake. Up and down, hard, harder.
I am hearting it.
You got to break the jelly up. It's like a, I don't know. They put this. Okay, you're good. They put this in like grape drinks for children and coffee drinks for adults.
The drink is good. It's light.
I don't know how to explain the jelly. It's like, I mean, it's jelly.
Like
It's
Jello.
like Jello.
That's
yeah.
it's a little stiffer than Jello. It's thicker. It's got more gelatin or whatever. Like, it's not as
You can run it through your teeth.
wobbly.
It's a weird experience. I don't think this would fly outside of Japan.
Yeah, you've been eating a lot of weird like textures today that I'm not a fan of.
I was gonna get a melon soda I'd never seen, but Katie vetoed it.
Yeah, please don't do that in my presence. Thanks.
It's 4:30 now, and we are just now looking up hotels on the internet to figure out a place to stay. And it's fine. There's enough stuff I think around here that it's not a big deal. And you can usually book things this late and then get in, especially at the moment because of the COVIDs and the Coronas and the troubled times are keeping tourism pretty low. There's like no
It's
international
processing, I'm
tourists
nervous.
or anything. But we've just
Check.
sat here and figured out, okay, how far are we willing to go? And it looks like we've got another 14 kilometers, which I think is pretty doable. And we have one stop that we need to make before we make that 14 kilometers.
Well, it'll be within that 14 kilometers, so we're gonna go
Yeah,
5, and
five,
then we're gonna
stop.
go another 9.
So, yeah, I mean, I think we can do this and get there before it's like ridiculously dark or whatever. But if anybody's ever curious, like, how are we going about like logistics and stuff? That's it. Like, we just kind of.
And you asked me at the beginning of this trip, you were like, so should we pre-book like every hotel and things like that? And I was just like, I think we'll probably just figure it out as we go. And part of me doesn't like that and part of me does.
I like it.
I like that if I wanted to stop right now, I could. But I also at the same time don't want to be bogged down to having to make all that upfront effort.
The issue that I have is that when we're doing a trip like this, Well, first, when we traveled around the world years ago, we didn't book hardly anything in advance, and I thought it was amazing. We just roll into a town and find a place to stay, almost always. And that was like, not pre-internet, but it was pre-smartphone, so as far as like traveling goes, it was pre-internet.
Walking in a room and being like, do you have a room?
Do you have a room? Is it, oh, can we look at it? Okay, this is good. If not, we'll go and move on our way or whatever. And I mean, we ended up in dingy places sometimes that sucked, but for the most part, it worked out. I mean, we're alive. But in this case, you have an added level of complexity where you don't know how far you're going to be able to go. The weather might end up being bad. That could really impact you. You couldn't get as far as you wanted to, or you could end up being able to be like, I could go further today, you know, and not have a big deal. And that's kind of where we were at today. We're surprisingly okay with how things are moving, except for every once in a while it gets ridiculously windy.
For me right now, we just added 14 kilometers, so I am just like, we should go.
Well, we do need to get going, yeah, for sure. And then I was thinking about this. What if you like had a mechanical failure? You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden it took you 2 hours to fix this mechanical failure or whatever. Then like you're 2 hours back and now you're riding in the dark and it's dangerous and stuff. So like I don't want to book all of the hotels in advance because then you throw one day off and then all your days are all of a sudden boned. Yeah. So I think it's better to just wait till it's like, oh, I think we can go this far today, and then hit the book it now button, especially considering the circumstances.
That is what we've done.
That is what we've done. But now I think we do need to move because it will be dark by the time we get there at this point.
Yes, somewhere over there.
Let's go make our next stop. Yeah. Our stop is coming up here, and it looks pretty badass from my angle. Little nickel. That's rad.
So we're at our last stop of the day, which seems very dangerous. There should be a crosswalk over there. There is not a crosswalk. I just watched like 5 people try to run across a very busy street. It has traffic, but it certainly is not safe to walk across. And this is probably one of the most touristed things of the Biwa trip, which is a floating torii that's in the actual lake. Obviously a lot of people, I mean, it's right behind me. Obviously a lot of people are going to be trying to get here, but you got a frogger across this situation right now. And we already froggered with bikes one time. And luckily I had a nice guy just stop his van and let us go by. But we're going to have to cross there again. There is a nice temple. Hold on.
You doing math?
Is a shrine.
Yes.
Yes, Eric Klein, I spent time in Kyoto getting better at this.
There's a torii.
There's no Buddha. I was like, Buddha, are you home? He doesn't live here.
And there's like Koma-inu statues. And
yes, that also clued me in as well. And the instance of orange.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. That's not always though, because Sensoji has orange.
And it's also very limited here. But yeah, so we're in a dangerous spot, hitting our last sightseeing thing of the day, and let's get some good shots.
You feeling safe?
No, I have like put my butt up against the guardrail. It is not comforting.
Frogger skills paid off. We made it.
I don't think the Frogger skills paid off as more as that very nice man in the semi just slowed the fuck down.
Yeah, semi stopped for us, really is what happened. That semi didn't want to run over no frogs.
Yeah.
Well, you did balls up though. You just stepped out in the road.
I just stepped out in the road.
You gotta claim your own,
to
you know
see, because they'll just keep going.
Yeah. But anyway, it's a nice view. We've escaped the wind a little bit by getting in this little town. I love the way this stuff looks. It's awesome. Little canal. Like, of course. The inevitable little canal. It's wonderful. It is well before dark time, as you can see. It is still sun time.
Yeah, we are underestimating our speed.
Yeah, we cooked some bacon there.
Which is pretty good. At least I'm happy it's that way and not the other way around where we're in the dark making a video about how miserable we are at bike riding.
It helped that the wind died down quite a bit. It slows you down so much. It's like cuts your speed in half almost with how hard the wind was blowing on our faces sometimes. But we're here and it feels uninhabited.
Yes.
So
we are at the hotel that I booked.
Hoping a person is here. Otherwise, you might be making a video about how miserable it is riding in the dark.
We're sleeping outside.
But the other issue is that I'm not sure where we're going to find food. We're kind of in a situation where we were yesterday, where we're in a place where it doesn't look like there's anything else around us. So.
But I can see a train station from here, so we can at least make our way to something. Sort of something.
Yeah, we might have to hop on a train to go to a bigger neighborhood or whatever. I think what's happening is that the bigger neighborhood hotels are more expensive, so we're just avoiding them.
Yeah, because I basically tell it
we found one.
We could take the price down, and then it just shows me all the neighborhoods with cheap hotels.
Yeah, for sure. So, anyway, there's an old man now looking at us. Maybe that's the old man we need.
I need that old man.
We have checked in, and we've actually made a convenient run. Because there's a convenience store like a kilometer away from where we're at, and there is nothing else around here at all. And even taking a train doesn't really get us to a place that's going to get us any food. So convenience store it was. And we'll have to heat all that up and we'll eat it later, et cetera, et cetera. But the lady that checked us in is awesome, but she is like 200 miles an hour, like just like it's excessive amount of information. And she was like, I think this is the first time I've ever seen a foreigner in here. Like, I was like, I don't know if I believe that. Like, I don't know. It's like an old hotel. It seems like she's worked here for like a million years. How could we be possibly the first foreigners ever? But she rolled with us and everything is fine. Katie's unpacking the convenience store run. Some of that is breakfast. A little bit of it is breakfast. Most of it is just fuel for the engine that I already burned because I am starving. Are you going to shower first, or are you...
I'm going to eat first.
You're going to eat first.
Then I will shower after that. Because the shower, I feel you need to really just be prepped.
Do you want to give us a tour?
This is the room. And this is, the bare bones of a Japanese room that would make me really happy. Like, you have enough space to be breathable, and you have tatami, you have the table, you have the cushions, and you'll have futon.
And yes, this is the kind of place where you do your own futons.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because considering they're in the closet. But,
let's check out the bathroom so we know nothing of.
Look at this maximum television. It's,
it's like the size of a cell phone these days.
Or like 18 centimeters. Okay.
Toilet? Let's check it.
I'm going to grab my mask in case I encounter other people.
Did you just not wear your slippers?
No, I almost died on the stairs. We have some sinks which look like they have hot water because they have the adjustable nozzle. I can't sign off on that, but that just makes me hopeful. We did not have that this morning, so this face didn't get washed before sunscreen. This looks like toilet. This looks like shower.
Seem all right?
So far, so good. Oh, it's already warm because inside there is hot water.
Oh, they've already put the water in there, yeah.
I imagine that it's always on.
Yeah, it might be electric or something.
I don't feel like this is onsen enough. I'll take a peek at it and see how I feel, because it would feel good on the areas that
touch the bike seats.
Been touching the bike. Yeah, so that's nice that this room inside there is warm, and here is warm enough that I feel like I could probably take my clothes off and not be upset. I had to turn on the kerosene heater last night because it was frigid. And then this is the kyde. We now have new shoes.
Yeah, so I'm taking my slippers off because these are not the toilet slippers.
Definitely a shared situation considering that woman is here and man is very much right there.
There is a door at least.
It will never be closed unless it's you.
What kind of toilet? What kind of toilet are you looking at?
I would assume Western. Ooh, that's a nice toilet.
Is it?
That's a nice toilet.
It is really nice.
This is alright. So that seat heater is on. Okay. But that's a bathroom situation. 6,600 yen per night, so about 30-ish, a little over $30 per person. Place to sleep, room that is now getting heated up, and we're gonna microwave our convenience store dinner, and I'm gonna pass the fuck out after some wine.
It is finally dinner time.
Yeah, microwave downstairs was an exciting adventure. Frozen food, which normally, like, most people know that if you go to 7-Eleven in Japan, there's, like, a huge amount of food that is available that's already, like, pre-cooked and you just heat it up.
Such as what I have.
Yes. But one thing that they're doing is, like, they are expanding their frozen food section. And I would say for my pasta dinner, which is, like, salmon and spinach, it's looking pretty good. But it took a lot longer to cook in the microwave downstairs. 7-Eleven has, like, mega microwaves that are, like, cooking on watts that are out of this world.
It's like a Tesla supercharger, but cooking your food. We got some wine here. We got the cup wine, which is 7-Eleven super cheap wine brand, and we got the red jams, and we got the not red jams. And that's in addition to everything else that we got. I'm gonna have you throw this one away too. Katie's got the trash can over there.
But it's not allowed to be in the shot.
Well, it looked kind of tacky. It's this green, ugly.
Yeah, it matches my bike.
Yeah, it does. Everything, you get this
everything I
turquoise
have is
teal
matching
thing.
my bike. It's really strange.
So, Katie, you got did you talk about your pasta dish at all?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that it is salmon and spinach. Why don't you tell about yours, and then we'll have a bite review.
I got a cheese kimchi donburi. And so it's like, kind of a Korean thing going on.
Looks like there's some sliced pork.
I'm trying to figure out...
a thick kimchi sauce, and...
The way that
cheese
this functions is that the dish is in this little plate, right? And then in here is some rice. So you take after you cook it, of course, you take the dish and then you pour it into the rice. And now you have a donburi. In this way that when it cooks, you don't end up with like gnarled up rice. It doesn't get all like horrible. It still kind of stays like separated a little bit.
Yeah, because you don't want rice that has over-absorbed what you're about to eat.
And I'm kind of just like, I for years have slowly been tipping my toes into Korean style food. And we've been eating those Korean bentos that we made that video about a while ago. I ate over there a couple days ago again, dude. It's so good. So that's why I was like...
I'm pretty psyched that you are doing that. I think you're going to really enjoy that.
Yeah, I'm getting into it. So, okay, and you're putting a salad into your dish, as you do?
Yeah.
Did they not have cabbage? That's why you're using a salad? Or
no, I prefer to do the salad over the cabbage.
All right, bite review?
Yeah, I already bit.
Oh, okay, my bad. It's good. I mean, Korean food is so unique. Like, just the spices that they use. It's like nothing tastes like that. It's a different kind of spice.
This might sound really rude. It's kind of like bland flavors with kick.
I don't know. Bland flavor. Where are you finding
the cheese there? Like tteokbokki. Tteokbokki is a very like red sauce that seems like it's going to be really lively, but the flavor of it is kind of subdued, whereas the temperature, the spice of it is kind of knocking my socks. I'm going to.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just good. My lips are burning in a good way. It's my jam.
Kimchi's a whole different game. For some reason, I see the red and I think tteokbokki.
Yeah.
But kimchi with the garlic.
It's very flavorful to me. I was just kind of like, I was going to let you just have that.
I was just going to let that stink.
I was going to let that stink for a minute. And I got a bag of meatballs because I'm starving and I know I burned more calories than usual. I wouldn't normally pile on too much stuff, but I got a bag of meatballs here. And usually you would heat these up. But it says put them on a plate to heat them up, and putting them on a plate got complicated because we don't have a plate. So I'm just going to eat them cold out of the bag as you do. This is not a big deal at all. They're just these little guys, little meatball dudes. And I hit these sometimes just because they're kind of fun.
I get them and I squish them up, and then I put that mixture on top of a salad. If I want to have
Why
like
don't
a
you
really...
just get the Hamburg? They sell Hamburg. That would be meatballs squished up already.
You still have to squish the Hamburg. The Hamburg is a large meatball.
Yeah, but do you squish these into a big Hamburg?
No, I squish
You
them
break
into
them
a
up.
paste, kind of.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
I just like to
You
eat.
think I'm sitting there reshaping the meatballs?
I don't know what you're doing over there.
Then again, I am doing something strange all over, so...
You tend to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do an egg review or anything, but they do sell these as well. Little pre-cooked eggs. They come in a little box. Soft-boiled egg, I guess. It says it in English right there.
And a runny yolk.
Yeah, no, this one won't have a runny yolk. It'll be a little bit runny on the inside. But somehow, if you've never been to Japan and had these, you gotta come and eat one of these from 7-Eleven. They make these things taste like heaven. I don't know what they're feeding the chickens. They're making the chicken output this level of deliciousness, but they're on another level.
My thought is sodium.
They're feeding the chicken sodium?
No, they don't feed the chicken sodium, but when they cook them, they put a lot of salt on it, so it kind of gives you that excitement.
Does the salt one soak through the shell?
Yeah,
The thing? Yeah. Okay. I thought I don't know. I'm not a chicken scientist. I don't know all that. Yeah, but that's those things are amazing. How was your wine?
Wine is good. Pasta is quite good. I am more than happy with what I got. I'm happy that I chose this one. The other option was ramen, which I am on a ramen kick, but ramen from the convenience store seemed like you're losing the experience of like going to a shop and watching the dude do what he does and really enjoying that one shop's ramen.
Yeah.
Like 7-Eleven just isn't hitting the spot on that.
That is fruity, the white one. Like intensely fruity.
Yep. That doesn't even taste like wine.
No, that's dangerous. That tastes like just
What's the percentage
grape juice
on that? Because
maybe
depending
it's not wine.
on
it's
10%. That's
This is
10%.
This one's 10.5%.
If anybody remembers Real Men of Genius from back in the day, the Budweiser commercials, that's what that is.
Oh, is that what
It's
that
from
is?
the
I knew it was
delivery.
a thing.
Yeah, my dad. I hooked my dad on that, and my dad apparently
still listens to it.
Yes, it is on shuffle. I will hang out with him, and it's on shuffle. They will come on randomly.
It's like a Budweiser commercial.
Yeah.
For a man who doesn't really drink, that's pretty strange.
Yeah, true.
Tell me when. It's okay that it's gangly. Start over. Hello. This is the end of the second part of our Biwa trip around Lake Biwa on bicycles.
Oh.
And this is where we
that's
do
what
our
we're doing?
gotta say you gotta subscribe.
Merry
and you gotta
Christmas.
ring the bell. Katie's had about this much wine, y'all. So
if you could check us out on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or ring that bell or subscribe or do anything
Twitch,
or tell a friend.
Yeah, we've got the Twitches.
That would be great.
And we want to say we want to say thank
Eric's
you.
had about this much.
I want to say thank you to all of the people over there on Patreon who are the ones that help us make these videos. Without the help there, we can't make these videos, especially stuff like this.
Could not be more grateful.
So if you want to help us make more videos like the one you just watched, Patreon is the way to do that. And there's links to all of our social medias and our Patreon and everything down below in the below area.
We're not allowed to say doobly-doo.
In the doobly-doo?
Like people had to pay for that at some point in time.
For the
Am I
doobly-doo?
right about that?
Who? Paid for
yeah,
what?
I thought like people paid for the doobly-doo.
No, they paid for the scoodly poopin'.
Oh, scoodly poopin'.
Okay.
That's prostitution.
This is over now. Thank you.